Hey everyone, Chris here from UpmostGames, and welcome to the very first official review we have on the channel. Just as a precaution, there will be potential spoilers for the game Sonic Mania, so if you haven't played it yet and you don't want to know about the levels that are in it or anything really about it that wasn't already shown off by Sega or anything like that, avoid the video for now and play the game. It's a really fun game, and I'm going to go into detail as to why, so let's get into it. So let's do a quick update on my progress on the game as of the review. I've gone back and done a quick playthrough with the other two characters and beat it with Knuckles. I've taken the time to finish up the Blue Sphere stages with Perfects to make sure I've unlocked everything. And I definitely got better at the drop dash, and like I said back in one of my other episodes, yeah, it makes the game a lot easier in other cases. But let's move along. Sonic Mania is a game developed by Christian Whitehead, Headcanon, and Pagoda West Games, with some guidance from the current Sonic team staff. In its delivery, it comes off as a love letter to the classic 2D Sonic styles of the Genesis era, just before that awkwardly rad 3D phase that every video game mascot had to go through. Like the old Sonic games, there really isn't a storyline per se. Robotnik's doing evil things, and as Sonic and the gang, you have to stop it. You start the game by returning to Angel Island in the same fashion you did in Sonic 3, but there's a slight twist that makes the beginning immediately mysterious and interesting. But with the lack of narrations, there can be some slight misunderstandings. Like that creepy gem they had the entire game. There was a lot of Sonic references, so it kind of was confusing, and I thought they were time stones from Sonic CD, but it turns out that they are, I'll look it up real quick, the Phantom Ruby. Alright. And as I was saying, there's a lot of old Sonic references, but where we find Sonic Mania's comfort zone is nestled firmly in Sonic 3 Knuckles. That's not to belittle the other references of the game, but it's really clear that this one got the most attention. I mean, just look at the file save screen, the Blue Sphere bonus stages, the slightly different story paths for Sonic and Knuckles, the elemental shields, and the fact that we start this game flying into Angel Island, similar to Sonic 3. Come on! I'd really like to take the time and point out things that are different from the other games with Sonic Mania, but there really isn't a whole lot that's different. Yeah, we have updated music, better graphics, and some new levels here or there, but there isn't really anything new. However, I believe that's kind of the point. Sonic Mania is supposed to be an homage to the old Sonic games, and like Star Wars Episode 7, it pays a lot of respects and nods to old things from the series. However, whether or not that's a good thing is really dependent on who you ask. As a Sonic fan, I think it's great, but I would really like to see a sequel that, rather than dusting off an old hat, like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, finds its own hat to make, and lives it, and wears it, and owns that thing. And notice that I say sequel and not DLC. Just throwing that out there. As far as the gameplay is concerned, Sonic Mania just flat out gets how a Sonic game is supposed to feel. With Sonic 4 and Sonic Generations Classic Sonic, they didn't really keep or build their momentum in the way that the old Sonic games did, and it made them feel sluggish. And I'm really glad that Sonic Mania went back to that feeling, because, well, don't fix what isn't broken. Don't try and reinvent the wheel like those games did. But on top of that, Sonic Mania does a really good job of pacing out levels. You get one part where you're going really fast and it feels really good, and then you get to a certain part where it's more platforming and exploring and you kind of get a chance to slow down. Pacing, as I said in my previous playthroughs, is really important for a Sonic game. You need to have moments when you're going really fast and it feels really good, but you also need to have time where you can platform and explore so that it doesn't feel like you're consistently going fast and the fast speed doesn't dull out over time. You have to have moments like in Hydrocity when you're floating through the bubble where it's kind of slow, and then the faster parts later in the next level to make you feel like you're going really fast. I know I've been praising the game pretty hard, but there was definitely some parts that were lacking. First off, the Blue Sphere mode. I love it, but after a certain point it's a complete waste of time. Something I liked from Sonic 3, I know, shocker, was the bonus stages. They had purpose, and if you're really hurting for rings or a shield, it'd help you out. But in Sonic Mania, once all the bonus stages are perfected, it makes them completely useless for the rest of all of your playthroughs. Next was probably some of the bosses. There were some really imaginative and interesting ones, but then there was also some downright frustrating and boring ones. I'm referring more to the spider boss at the end of Flying Battery and the box robot in Press Garden. I know I had some trouble with the Oil Ocean boss, but that one was definitely on me. Sonic Mania is great. It really is, and I feel so bad saying that because Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we had so many good times. I'm so sorry. You'll always be number one, but Sonic Mania will always be right next to you. And if they come out with a new sequel and it's better than the other ones, it's just, I may lose Sonic Mania is a really fun game. Honestly, it's competing with Sonic 3 Knuckles to be probably my favorite 2D Sonic game of all time. The only thing that's holding it back is that it's just a rehash of a bunch of old Sonic ideas with a couple new levels and bosses sprinkled around. But, again, if they were to make a sequel, and it was able to do its own thing, I would absolutely adore it, and it would probably become my favorite 2D Sonic game of all time.
So let's put a number on this thing, that way people have something to disagree with. How about a biased opinion of 9 out of 10 and an unbiased opinion of 8 out of 10? That seems fair.
At this point, I'm just going to gush on this, so give me a second. At this point, I want to give kudos out to the guys that made this game, and especially to Sega for allowing these guys to work on this game. They allowed these fans to go out and show why Sonic is such an important series and why it used to be such a heavy contender in the gaming world. As a longtime Sonic fan, we're talking like since I was 2 or 3, it's really inspirational to me. I just really hope that the guys that work with them at Sonic Team and the rest of the Sonic Team staff understand what made this game so successful, and they take the time to really incorporate that in their future projects. But I guess that's going to be a review for another day. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think it'll be fine, but Sonic Mania set kind of a high bar. I'm telling you, Sonic Forces, you may want to bring your A game on this one. The character creation modes make me really worried, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, I really appreciate everyone that watched this video. If you could, take the time to like it, comment on it, let me know what your experiences were with Sonic Mania, what were your favorite parts, what were some of the questionable parts, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe and feel free to check out some of my other videos. If you haven't seen the whole playthrough of Sonic Mania I did, take some time and check it out. It's pretty neat. But as always, I'm Chris from UpmostGames. Thanks for watching.